Hi guys, how are you? So I hope you're well. I am well, and today I'm setting my table for a breakfast, and we're going to set up the table very simply because I'm just using saucers. I call them saucers because they have a slot for the cups, so I'm not going to be doing too much with that. Just going to lay the saucer and the cup on the placemat, and we are going to talk about a few more things about the table, and then we are going to make a quiche for breakfast. So this is all a day before. I'm preparing all this for breakfast tomorrow. Now, if we haven't met, my name is Nduta. This channel is called The Making of a Chef, and I invite you to like and subscribe so that you help me grow as we learn a thing or two. So welcome, and let's set up the table. So I'll be setting up the table for 4 people, and I'm using the placemats. Remember, for breakfast, brunch, and all that, you can use the charger plate, but a placemat works as the same way as a charger plate, and what it does is indicate a place for someone or for your guests to sit. So I will show you shortly the details with which I'm setting up. So because I'm serving a quiche in a ramekin, I just want a slot for my quiche. That's why I'm using saucers. So saucers straight on the table, straight on the table mat, and my cutlery on the side. So I can have my spoon in there or just on the side. It should be on this side. And I love these napkins because they depict, animals, and they look so African, yeah, with all the African safaris, yeah. So I'm going to have my cutlery just there on the napkin. And this is one of those times I choose which side I want to align, and I think the top makes more sense. And so you'll find the bottoms will not align, yeah, but it's just cute. Now, this is a new trend that waiters are using. It used to be so strict that everything has to be, the bottoms have to align, and it has to come somewhere down here, just a thumb away, so it would be like that, yeah. And you can do that. It's actually not bad. So now that I'm done with the table, every setup is looking nice, and I'm sure my guests will feel nice and appreciated. We will go and make some breakfast items. Hello again. So to make our frittata, I'll be using this 8 ounces ramekins. These are called ramekins, and I have a variety. We have this 4-ounce one, and just different designs and shapes. There are some that are love hearts, would be fun to use, but these are the ones I want to use. These are the portions I'm working with. So I have 4 of these, and I expect to just serve the frittata and some toast. Okay, so not doing too much. It's a weekday morning, so I'm going to have those laid out in a tray. If they overflow, they will overflow on the tray and not in my oven. I'm going to have my oven started heating up to 375, And I'm going to have a tray ready with my ramekins to just pour in, yeah? So it's going to be a very simple process, but I have to saute the spinach just to create more flavor. You can always use raw spinach because it's edible and all, but if you want more flavor in your frittata, you build a flavor profile. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Saute some spinach with garlic, salt and pepper, and a bit of paprika for color, just to add color in my frittata, and then we'll be good to go. So I love avocado oil for eggs. Crush that with a bit of salt. And I'll add that into my onion. So I'll crush that and set aside. So our onion is in, and we're going to fry that until lightly browned, and then we'll add the garlic and the paprika. Once the garlic is done and just cooked and very fragrant, we'll add the seasonings, salt, pepper, paprika, and then we'll add the tomatoes, and we won't let them cook. Just want them to be a bit wilted under that heat, so that it will be nice and chunky in the frittata. You can always add the tomatoes on top of the spinach, but I don't want to cook any of this until it's done. Just want it to be, affected by the heat, and then, we'll set it aside and start preparing the custard, which is going to be 6 eggs and 1 cup of cream. I'm also going to be using Colby Jack cheese because it's nice and marbled, adds a lot of color and a variety of flavor. And then I'm also going to be using Parmigiano or grated Parmesan that I'm going to just combo together in about a 4 ounce size of a ramekin. That combination is very yummy. I've found Parmesan and Romano to be very delicious in quiches and frittatas, so that's a really good idea to use that. So now our onion is a little bit wilted, and we've been cooking it for a while with the garlic. Add the spices, which is just paprika, yeah. If you like, you can do cumin when you want that earthy flavor, but I want this to feel so nice and fresh. So a lot of people will cook anything they want to add in a quiche or a frittata and then let it cool. But I'll have you know that you can actually just make the ingredients or fry the ingredients in a pan, add the eggs with cream and broil. That makes it a frittata as well. So nothing needs to cool, but if you have the time, do that, yeah, because it has its own effect. Because most people are afraid that the eggs will curdle before it gets a chance to be baked and nice, yeah. But I haven't had that problem, and I've seen even the best of chefs use very hot vegetables or fillings, yeah, in their quiches and frittatas. So don't worry about that. I'm looking at how it's doing. This has been about 12 minutes. And on the side there, I'm cooking some garlic in olive oil to use in garlic breads and such, or just to use in meat dishes. So that's always a good idea when you're baking, to add something that you can use in another dish. So these are nicely puffed. They will of course fall back as it's their nature. Yeah, but for now they're looking so delicious, don't you think?